Hi, it's Ed Oakley, co-author of Enlightened Leadership, Getting to the Heart of Change. I hope you enjoyed and are already benefiting from the 5 action steps for enlightened leadership and the first video describing why it's different and how to use it. We're delighted to give that to you, and we want to make sure you maximize its value. That's the purpose of this video. First, though, I'd like to talk with you a bit about how important it is for you to develop your leadership abilities, to unleash that amazing talent you already have. After all, that's why we're giving you this amazing and flexible tool. My guess is that I'm a lot like many of you. I have an engineering background. Not that you have that same background, but I learned absolutely nothing in engineering school about how to bring out the best in people and how to align them toward team and organizational objectives. Can you relate? Now, whether your expertise is in business admin, healthcare, science, technology, social work, not-for-profits, or whatever, how much did you learn about leading individuals, then teams, then organizations in your education? And how many of your greatest frustrations, though, are involved with people issues? You see, I was promoted to manager at Hewlett-Packard for the first time after proving myself as an individual contributor for several years. I was delighted because management was my idea of the ideal life. I thought I'd just tell people what to do. They'd do it just like I told them to, so they'd be successful, the team would be successful, and I thought I would then be successful, and I thought I'd have a lot more free time for family, play golf, tennis, ski, fly, and other things I like to do. Well, do you think I was in for a little surprise? How about shock? Shocked to realize how much more difficult it is to get things done through other people than to just do it myself. Can you relate? So my ecstasy for the promotion to manager lasted about 3 days. That's when I had my first people issue with a team member. And within 3 weeks, I just wanted my old, comfortable, hard-working, independent job back. Now, after some major struggling and some serious coaching time with my boss at the time, Alan Blackwood, an excellent leader, I made a decision that would change my life's path. The decision was to break the code. I guess that's engineering speak for figuring out how to bring out the best in people, then teams, and later organizations. So I began my quest on the people side. Now, it wasn't easy initially. It was challenging, but the little wins were gratifying. As the wins became bigger and bigger, I enjoyed the benefits of leveraging my time. I was contributing to our effectiveness in whole new ways. My work became fun again and meaningful. And now, for the last 24 years or so, as founder of Enlightened Leadership Solutions, I've been focused on helping others like you develop your abilities to bring out the best in yourselves and the people around you. Again, to unleash the amazing talent you already have. Now, this is important. The soft skills side of your job, the people side, the leadership side, is very important to your success and your security in your career, now more than ever. Think about it. Here's an important fact. People who are not good at the people side are very vulnerable. Their jobs are vulnerable. They are at risk in their roles. Why? Simple. Because the so-called hard part of your job, the technical aspects, if you will, the part that most people have spent most of their time learning and experiencing, can more and more be outsourced. I know that's a dirty word, but that's the truth, and that's the bad news. The good news is that the leadership part of your role, the soft part of your job, cannot be outsourced, and it can be developed. I am living proof of that. And leadership is in very high demand, if anything, even more so in this challenging economy we're in. So the soft side, the leadership side, is critical to ensuring your success and security in the future, more so than ever before. Now, do you realize what a great jumpstart on leadership development the framework of 5 action steps for enlightened leadership gives you? Well, we're going to find out more about that. There's a limitation, though, and it's very easy to overcome. We're going to tell you how to in this video. You see, it's very challenging to learn and really implement leadership on your own. It's difficult to read a book or go to a seminar or watch a webinar all by yourself and be successful in actually implementing the concepts in the real world. Now, it's not impossible, but it is challenging for most of us. It certainly has been for me. Now just think about the many things you've learned intellectually, but have never actually been able to implement. There's a lot you know, but you haven't mastered it because you haven't actually done it. Knowing and doing are very, very different. Are you relating to this? I'll bet you are. Now, I'm not suggesting you necessarily need our help in this either. What will make your development process much more effective is simply to do it together with your team. The 5 action steps really supports that. Let me share an interesting story around this whole idea of learning as a team, just to slam dunk the idea. I was working with a major medical device company that had an internal 2-week management and executive development process. They sent hundreds of people from all over the world through this program, and I, on behalf of Enlightened Leadership, was a key part of the training process. Now, they also sent just a handful of select people to a $35,000 summer executive program at a highly respected Eastern university. Now, once a number of people had attended both the executive university program and the internal program where they learned together as teams, an internal consultant went out and interviewed all of those executives. He asked a question of all of them. What has been the value of each of these 2 programs, and how would you distinguish them? The responses were very telling. Consistently, the participants shared that the $35,000 university summer executive program was a lot of fun. They met a lot of interesting people, and some people could be lifetime friends. They also learned a lot about themselves. From a practical perspective, however, the internal, team-oriented management development program was far more directly valuable, more practical, and more usable. That was consistent. They learned and integrated a lot more in those internal team-based sessions about how to be effective leaders as well as good team players. See, it's extremely challenging to go off on your own and learn to be a better leader. How many times have you taken something you've read or seen back to your team because you thought it was a good idea, great idea, and got a very cold reception, or the idea was even outright rejected? Imagine how much more effective it would be if the team, had discovered the good idea as a team with you. Like watching the 5 action steps video with you together as a team. Hint. It is much easier, more effective, and far more fun to learn, develop, and implement as a team. You're all learning the ideas, concept, tools, and perspectives at the same time, so you don't have to sell them on your good idea. The team-based learning does that for you. And that was the difference in the internal management development program at the medical device company. It was team-based. Now, what often happens when team members are learning together is they become a self-supporting team focused on the entire team's success. And as a result, there's far more fun, more accountability, and more success. Now, when we talk about the idea of having your whole team involved in a learning and development environment, do you automatically think, oh geez, the cost of learning just went up? Did you think that? Be honest. Well, you'd be wrong. You see, we at Enlightened Leadership Solutions are challenging the paradigm of investment in learning and development at a time when leadership development at all levels of organizations is so critical. Imagine the ability to develop your whole team and all its members for the price of training just one person, whether you got 3 people on your team or 10 people. That's our commitment to you. So we're getting close to a learning and development solution for enhancing the effectiveness of your whole team while developing the leadership skills of all the team members in small chunks of time and for the investment of only one person's training. Now, important, I want to be clear. The 5 action steps for enlightened leadership we've already given you is a great start to developing your own leadership abilities without needing to work with us. Just go watch the video together with your whole team, discuss it, and use it with your team to address the challenges that are facing you right now, and then do it again. Now, if you are interested at all in our helping you and your team master the subtleties of leadership and team development in a very special way, in a very cost-effective way, stay tuned for the next email because we're going to make you an amazing offer to go the next step. Watch for that information in a couple of days. Thanks for watching.